Success and failure, they go hand in hand. If you really want to succeed, if you really want to go far, you have to think about failure. Yes, because these days in our modern society, when you fail, everybody feels you've lost it. I, as an individual, I have failed psychologically, I have failed emotionally, I have failed relationship wise, and I also have failed academically. But since I am going to be talking about academics, I'm going to be sharing with you my academic failure and how I have been able to tackle the challenges. Good day everyone, and welcome back to Nurses Lecturing YouTube channel. My name is Mercy Mary, popularly known as the Nurse with the Difference, and I make learning easy and accessible for students. After the recent Nursing and Midwifery Council exam result that was released, most of my students made it. That I am proud of. We can say we have 99.9% success story. So we got referrals from our students, and we got a lot of messages from other students complaining about how they failed their exams and they have not been able to scale through with their exams. They've been crying bitterly and they feel it's the end of the world. So that is why I deemed it fit for me to share my own personal academic failure and how I have been able to overcome it. Failure is part of life, but failure does not define you. But before I go into details in today's video, if you are new on our YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification button so you don't miss out. For all my returning subscribers, I am saying thank you. Let's go there. Alright, welcome back. Like I earlier said, today I'm going to be sharing with you my academic failure. My academic failure. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. As we all know, I am a tutor, and everybody feels that my career ever since it's wonderful. They feel, oh, this girl love reason, so everything has been going well for her. Academically, she has been excelling. She got the A's, she got the B's, she has been passing. She had no receipts, she had no carryover. But that is a big lie. Yes, it's a big lie. I studied effortlessly to prepare for my exams, but at the end, I had some challenges. I'm going to be sharing with you my academic failure while I was in the university, and also my academic failure I had recently, which was my OSCE exam in the UK. I failed and I had to resit the exams. So I'm going to be sharing with you all the experience I had and how I was able to manage this failure and the challenges I had. So the first one I'm going to be sharing with you, like I earlier said, is my academic failure in the university setting. Like every young, vibrant Nigerian youth that gets into the university settings, my dream was to ensure that I graduate with first class. Yes, I really wanted to graduate with first class. So I kept on reading. I studied hard, my GST 102, GST 101, physics. I just tried. I was just reading. I had no time to party. I had no time to club. I was just this kind of focused. I just want to get my A's. I just want to get my B's. I was not planning for a C. The least I was expecting for each course was a B at least. But to my greatest surprise, you know our school settings now, I had an F. Yes, I had an F in the course GST 102 when I was in 100 level. I cried bitterly. I called my parents. You know JJC now. I called my parents, my dad. I was like, I failed. I read. I started crying. Like, I'm serious. It's kind of funny now, but yes, I failed. So I went to GST office. I cried. Nobody heard my cry. Yes, so everything went down the drain. So I had to resit it again. I took the exam in 200 level and I was able to clear it with a B, I think. I cannot remember. So I moved on. I kept on studying. I never gave up. Though my CGPA, because of the F and some other courses I got C, I was unable to meet my first class in 100 level. So 200 level, I tried anatomy, physiology, and you know the Nigerian system. That's just the fact. You try to survive for yourself. You know the Nigerian system. Let me not just go into details about that. So I still tried, but still I felt like giving up because the first class was not even showing in my CGPA, but I was doing excellently well, getting the A's and the B's. So I moved on 200 level. It was good. I think 300 level, I read. That's one thing I will always say because I knew that was my focus. This is what I want to get. So I don't use my books to play. That's one. Whatever they teach, I go back home and study so that I don't forget. But all of a sudden, a 6-unit course that not even a layman will play with, I had an F in it. was like, God, what is all this? I cried the living hell out of my life. I cried out, nobody listened to my complaint. That's just the fact. So after crying, I was having an exam, so I had to pick up myself. Like, you have to take the course again. It's not really easy at that particular moment, but there is nothing you can do when you have nobody to cry to. That's just it. So there was nothing I could do at that moment. So I cried bitterly. Crying makes me feel better. So I don't know what makes you feel better. So I cried bitterly. After crying it out, I felt a little much relieved. Then I played some good music and I feel better. So after that, I had to start over again my 400 level, because I found out that even if I cry from now till tomorrow, like, I keep thinking about it after crying every day, it's not going to change anything. So the best thing is to forge ahead and move ahead. So in 400 level, I studied for that same course again. I had to attend classes with my 300 level students. Then the result came out. I wrote the exam again. As God could have it, I got an A when I took it as a carryover. Yes, I would say I wrote it myself and I got an A. So on the line again, in 400 level or 500 level, so community health, I got an F. The result came out. This time I could not just take it again. I almost ran mad. I was like, this is me. God knows. Even my classmates knows. I used to explain to them. I used to teach. How come this F keep falling back at me? So I was really frustrated. I'm going to tell you what I did this time around. This is what I believe in, and it's working for me perfectly well. So 400 level, I was in the community posting. So I was like, why did this happen again? So I had to go on my knees to pray. Yes, prayer works for me perfectly well. I went on my knees, I prayed, I cried bitterly to God. I was like, God, I can't take it again. It happened the first time. It happens the second time. And I know I read. This one, I am 101% sure I read for this particular exam what is happening. So I cried throughout the night. I prayed. I felt a little bit better. I know most people don't believe in this, but this is what I believe in, because I know I'm talking to the world and not just people of my own culture and my belief. This is what I believed in. So I prayed. After the prayer, I had a dream that I had a B. Yes. So I actually forged ahead then. Fortunately, as it was going on, we got a message from the department that if you have issues with this particular course, come to the department and check. So that was how I went to the department. I checked my script. They brought my script, and lo and behold, it wasn't an F, it was a B. So with that, I was excited. That gave me a clue that God is still in existence. God has always been in existence. But when we cry up to Him, He's always ready to answer us and hear our prayers and grant our innermost heart desires. So that was what happened, and that was how I was able to scale through my university level. Though I didn't graduate with the first class I had in mind, but I was able to graduate with 2-1 and a good grade. One thing is that I had this big expectation when entering into the university setting. I worked towards it. I actually worked towards it like every student would. I worked towards it, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it. But the end of it is that I had to accept it and move ahead, because the result doesn't really define who I am. I am the one that defines who I am, and what I want to become, not my results. So I had to forget the fact that I had a 2-1, while I knew personally, seriously, if you know how I wanted to graduate in first class, you know why I'm saying this. So I had to forget about that and focus on my future, because I knew I had something brighter than just the paper results showing that I graduated with first class. So I had a brighter future and a greater future ahead of me. So that was that about my academic failure in in the university. Now let's talk about my recent failure. What happened? Like, for those that are overseas nurses coming to the UK, you know you have to write your OSCE exams to get your PIN. Like a Nigerian nurse, like I am, I started studying for this OSCE when I was in Nigeria, because I really wanted to make this OSCE exam once and for all. I was so determined to make this OSCE exam once and for all. So I started studying from Nigeria. So when I came to the UK, our trust, like I always say, they tried. They gave us all the necessary support we need in regards to this OSCE preparation. They started preparing us from the very first time we got into the UK till we took the exams. The materials needed, the syringes, everything needed, we were provided. So as a normal student, I would say I have no reason why I should fail. You get, because they gave us what we needed, and like a student I took my time. I prepared for this exam seriously. I practiced every day, especially the hardest part of the exams. My husband became my mannequin when he's off duties, so I used him to practice. He became my patient. He replies me to know how serious it is, because I really had this mindset of passing this exam once sitting. So even while we go for practice, I practice with the whole of my heart, with the intention of passing well. There were two of my colleagues, I saw that they weren't doing well. I had to take it upon myself. I called them, I spoke to them. You have to build your confidence, because there was a particular student that was lacking confidence. She wasn't, but I had to call her to myself, to my lounge. We spoke and she did the practice. She was doing excellently well. I just wanted everybody to pass in groups so that we'll celebrate. This joy of all my cohorts we passed. So that was all my mindset I was having. So I just kept practicing. So when you practice, when you get used to things, the more you get used to it, the more you know it. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way I expected it. So on the day of the exam, I went for the exam. I knew I made a mistake in the very first station. Yeah. Immediately I finished the first station, I knew I made a mistake. So I had to tell myself, Mercy, you've made a mistake in the first station. Just try and focus on the other station so you don't mess up totally in the rest station. So I focused, and as God could have it, I cleared the other station except that first station where I was disorganized. So the first thing I would like to share before I go into details about this failure was that, firstly, I already prepared for it. I got the easiest part of the exam, because we have different patients we have to assess. Mine was the easiest. Everybody know community is the easiest compared to others. My colleagues were having the toughest. So I won't say mine is, I won't tell you mine was the toughest. My colleagues were having the toughest section of the exam, but I got the easiest station. So during my practice, I focused more on the toughest and ignored the simplest. And the simplest came to me. So what I'm trying to say is that when you're preparing for your exam, don't ignore anything, even how, because what failed me was my documentation. So don't ignore documentation, because anything not documented, it's not done. You get? So I got the easiest, but I knew I failed it. So I failed it. That was the first reason. Then the second reason, when you are in the exam, forget those side interaction, people bringing their ideas, trying to think about what you already have, trying to cluster your... See, when you know you're already prepared, ignore what people are going to say before you enter the hall. Just focus on what you already know and work towards it. Few minutes to this exam is not the time for you to start gaining extra knowledge. It's my alter what you already know or what you've already arranged in your head. So that was also a mistake I make, and I don't want you to make it. So I did excellently well to me, but I know I failed. Yes. So the results came out after I left. After I came out from the exam, I saw somebody crying. The normal me, I know I failed, but I started consoling her, telling her everything's going to be fine. She should trust God. She has done her best. I started talking as if nothing happened. So I started talking. Then she left. Immediately she left, I was going home. Then I started crying my own. This was not me and God. So I started crying my own. I cried bitterly, but what should I do? Crying makes me feel better. So I cried it out. I got home. I told my husband about it. Like, he has always been somebody that understands me very, very well. Even that very day, I uploaded on my status. Everybody feels I was happy, but he sent me a message while he was at work. Babe, I know you are not too sound. I know a lot is going through your mind, but you just have to stay focused on me and you have to be fine for me. So that, his words generally keeps me going too. So I felt bad. Then the next question that comes to mind, Mercy, what is the reason why you are feeling bad? One, Mercy, you have an opportunity to take this exam again. It's not your final chance. It's not the final deadline. So you have an opportunity to take this exam again. What is really making you feel bad? So I came to realize that what people will say are the major reasons why we feel bad. It's not because we cannot tolerate this failure. What will people say? So what was going through my mind at that moment was, they will say that girl I was teaching, she has failed. They will say this, they will say this, they will say that. Different things kept clustering my mind, because I'll be the one to go and meet them. Oh, we need more syringes, because I really want everybody to pass, because I really want us to get things done. But at the end, what happened? I failed. So those things, it's not really easy to accommodate that failure. And I was supposed to start my 30 days YouTube challenge, but I actually took it upon myself. I don't want to be idle. So I started shooting my videos daily, uploading on my YouTube video channel, going to work, doing my normal routine, like as though nothing happened. Then I did a receipt class. My corrections were made. So my receipt exam was booked. So as God could have it, I took the receipt. After the receipt, I was also destabilized again. I'm like, God, what's all this? What's all this? God, what's all this? I cried bitterly. I remember, I was like, I made another mistake again. But as God could have it, the receipt came out and I scaled through and I passed. So the first instance was that first time I failed. I was hoping on God. Yes, I was hoping on God to just do a miracle, because I believe in miracles. Miracles has always been existing in my life. So I believed on God to just turn my mistake into something else. Just turn everything, correct my mistakes and make everything work out well. But yet the result came out and I failed. So the next question I asked myself, what is the lesson that God is trying to teach me from this, my failure? So I actually found out that God is trying to build my patience. One, God wants to let me know that I have to be strong. People are also facing a lot of... I keep advising them, but I was never in their shoes. Like, I've never been in such a deep situation. So people are coming to me for advice. Let me feel it so that I'll know how to advise others that are having that same problem. So that was what I have to feel what they are feeling. I have to understand how they are feeling to be able to advise them on what they should be able to do. So that was what I told myself. So that kept me going also. I said, God is teaching me a lesson from this failure. And also, never neglect anything. Both the simple and the hard, you should practice. You should not say, oh, this is simple, I'll be able to comprehend. You might easily forget. So take everything serious. Don't neglect and say, this one is simpler, this one is harder. Take everything serious and work towards achieving success. In summary, what I want you to learn from this is that why most people cry after a failure, after a setback, is because of what people will say. Failure is not the end. Failure is telling you to try again, you can do better. Failure is telling you to wake up, you can do better. I saw on somebody's status that said, if you read, you must pass. In my mind, hand never meets you. Yeah, it's a normal trend. When people read, they pass. Yes, I have seen people read and pass. I have read and passed several times. But sometimes, it is not what you think. Seriously, it is not what you think. Some people read, but just a slight mistake, just that particular chapter they did not cover, they fail. So for you to wake up in the morning and talk to people that didn't pass and say that they did not read, that is why they did not pass, you don't have a conscience. I'm sorry to say, people read. I have experienced it because I myself, I read. So you don't judge people because of one-time failure. You don't judge people because of 2 times failure. You don't judge people because of 3 times failure. You don't judge people. You are not God over their life. You should help them. You should help them come out of their failure, not worsen their situation. You should help them wake up from their failure, not worsen their situations. Please and please help each other when they are down. Please and please help people out when they are facing challenges in life. They tried, they did their best. Nobody plans to fail. Everybody plans to succeed. Nobody reads to fail. Everybody tried the best they feel they can. Though sometimes it is not enough, but don't worsen the situation for them. Rather, help them out of their failure. Rather, help them stand. Help them study if they have not studied enough. Don't be the judge of their life. How will you just sit down and expect someone to fail? Are you God over their life? You don't expect people to fail. I've seen it in department. I think I was having that mindset. Because you read too much, you feel others should fail. You feel nobody is destined to fail. So you don't feel because you know it too much, because you have accumulated all the A's, because you are the most intelligent, you should be the one to pass and others should be the one to fail. Nobody will accept failure and be smiling. Even if what you can do for them is to help them study. If you know they aren't studying well, you should help them study well. What you can do for them is to encourage them to study longer. What you should do for them is to encourage them to work harder. Don't be the judge. Don't go about telling people that they didn't study. You are not God over their life. Yes, she's clubbing. Yes, she's doing that. You are not God over that person's life. Don't judge. You don't know what they are passing through. You don't know what they are facing. I am not a speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just telling you, don't judge people by their failure. If you can help them out, keep quiet. If you can help people out of their failure, I am begging you, keep quiet. Please let us help each other out of our difficulties, out of their challenges, out of their failure. Nobody is perfect. People read and they failed. I experienced it. That taught me a lesson. And that is why I am sharing it with you people. I am not saying you should not read. Keep on reading. Giving up is never an option. I'm sorry I had to add this to this video because it pains me when a lot of students come to me and tell me how their colleagues intimidate them because of their failure. And I'm like, God knows you've studied. Just let it be. Let us wake up. Let us encourage each other. Let us not criticize. Let us not judge people by their failure. You are not God over their life. Failure is normal. If you must grow, there should be a stumbling block. No road to success is smooth. I have had my own failures, but yet I keep standing strong because what people say don't really matter. As far as I know, my today is better than my yesterday, and my tomorrow is going to be better than my today. I am good to go. You are not God over anybody's life. Did I just say that? Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share with a friend if you got value. For all my returning subscribers, like I always say, you are welcome. Remember, don't judge people because of their failure. Help them out. Help them stand. And they will forever be grateful to you. I've had students who come to join us as lecture room because they have recited their exams 3 times, 4 times. Sometimes it's not just about teaching. It's about helping them out of their failure. Helping them out of that mindset that they are not failure. So people can't study because people have placed in their mind that they are failures. Don't judge. Help them out of their failures. Help them out of their challenges. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day ahead. All our nursing students that are watching this video, when you're not part of our Telegram class, can you send a message to the WhatsApp number showing on your screen. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.